So my name is Jessica, for those of you who don't know me. I am an au pair currently living in Albi, France, moving to Paris in a week for this upcoming year, which is crazy. I make videos on YouTube about travel, about living in Europe, and about the au pair life. So if you're interested in any of that, definitely check out my channel and consider subscribing. This video was filmed right once I got back from my 3-week backpacking trip around France. I went to 5 different cities, and this is just me going through everything that I brought with me. Figured it might be helpful to some of you who might be trying to plan a backpacking trip yourself. Okay, so these were the 2 bags that I took with me on my trip. This one is a 35-liter bag from Decathlon that cost me literally 20 euros. And this one is just a tote bag. I actually have 3 bags because there's another bag inside of here, but I'll get into that in a second. First, I'm gonna take you through this first bag, and I'm gonna move kind of quickly because there is a lot in it and I don't wanna take up too much time. I'm gonna start with this pocket. This was kind of my electronics pocket. This is empty right now because I'm using it, but this just held my lapel mic, my lapel extension cord, and it also holds my SIM card adapter for the mini SIM card, which is in this, or not SIM card, what am I talking about? Memory card. And this is my little DJI Osmo Pocket. I actually didn't really use this much during the trip. I actually didn't really film much during the trip, but this is great for if you want stabilized shots. And it's also an amazing camera because it is so small and it literally can fit in your pocket. This is my camera that my host family gave me for my birthday, and so I used this throughout my trip to take instant photos. This I obviously haven't used. It's still in the bubble wrap, but this is just like a close-up lens for that camera. I brought a pencil, a ballpoint pen, and a Sharpie. I ended up not using any of these because the only pen that I used is my pink pen that is in my purse, which I'll show you in a minute. And that is it for this front pocket. Then you have what looks like the main pocket is the back pocket, but this is actually quite a small pocket and most of the space is up here. So I'm gonna flip it around. First, I'm gonna start with the bottom. There's actually a shoe compartment right here. So this is where I kept my sandals and my shower shoe, beach shoes. I actually barely use these at all. I'm still kind of glad that I had them, but I probably could have done just with the other set of sandals. I also had this pair of shoes with me. I actually ended up fitting this pair of shoes in the backpack with the black flip-flops and everything else that's in it, so I can fit these pairs of shoes in if I wanted to wear my sandals, which I had to do sometimes because I brought these brand new $15 or 15 euros from Decathlon, and so I was breaking them in on the trip. I was also breaking in my sandals on the trip. That was kind of a mess, so sometimes I just had to be wearing a certain pair of shoes based on what blisters I had, and so these ones actually do fit into this backpack, which is amazing because it's only supposed to fit 35 liters. Then I'm gonna turn this around and we have this front pocket. I really like how this opens up. It makes everything really accessible. First, in this pocket, I kept lots of toiletry type things, my toothbrush, toothpaste, my contacts lens. This kind of moved around bags, but that's a common place that I kept it. Sunscreen, absolutely essential. Contact lens solution, also very essential. This is where I kept my electric razor because I was going to the beach and I need that. My normal razor, my pads, my tampons, my deodorant, and my comb. This was kind of a catch-all for anything that any toiletries that didn't really have a place. This is where I kept my face, like my mineral water spray, my shampoo and conditioner and body wash. Really glad that I had all of these, because even though I was staying in Airbnbs, like they don't always have everything you need based on the Airbnb that you're staying in. So it was great to have all of my shower needs with me. This is just my makeup bag. It has all of my makeup, foundation, stuff like that. Maybe I'll go through this more in depth. We'll see. But yeah, your basic makeup, moisturizer, face wash, stuff that you'd be taking with you. And I also had extra contacts in this just in case something happened with my contacts. And this is where I kept my big packing cube. And we'll go through this big boy in a minute. But first, I want to take you through the rest of this backpack. So, sleeping mask, very essential eye mask, because you never know when it's going to be like really freaking bright wherever you're staying. And then here we have my small clothing case, and again, I'll go over that in just a second. And then you have this back pocket, which was for a laptop. I brought my iPad, so I brought a keyboard just in case. I did use this once. I appreciated having it when I did use it, but definitely didn't need it. Could have certainly left it at home, saved a little bit of weight and space. And then my eyeshadow palette. This was the only eyeshadow that I brought to go with my makeup bag. And then this pocket, this back pocket, is also where I kept all of my photos and my instant film. Like, these are packs that I haven't used of instant film. And so I started off with 4 of them, used up 2 of them, was planning on using all 4, but I kept on forgetting to use my camera, but I'm still pretty happy with the 20 photos that I did get on my instant camera. Have some little like cotton pads for my cleaning spray. And then, well, I won't show it to you, but this is like a photocopy of my passport that's all dirty now, just to have an extra copy of it, because I think that that's always good. Okay, I'm gonna go through this small cube first. And I'm not really gonna go through this because it's just really socks and underwear, so I'm just gonna do an overview. My microfiber towel, €6 from Decathlon. This was the best investment I made during this trip. I used it on the beach. I used it in the park when we were doing apéro. I used it when I wanted an extra towel at the places that I was staying at. Super, super useful. My bathing suit, obviously essential. I really need a new bathing suit because I'm pretty sure I've had that since I was 12 years old, but it works for me. As far as bras go, this is what I was wearing the most, was my strapless bra, just because with most of my outfits, that's what I needed to be wearing. This is what I would wear. This is the only other bra I would really wear. It's comfortable. It's kind of sporty. I had 2 bras that okay, this one I might have worn once. But this sports bra I never wore. I could have just left this at home. Yeah, and the rest is just socks and underwear. I brought plenty of socks and underwear for the trip, which I'm glad, because I never ran out. I never even got down to my last pair. Now, this is my big clothing. This is like my clothes. So first of all, jean jacket. Was happy to have this in a couple of situations. Probably could have gone without it, honestly, because it is summertime in the south of France, but I'm glad that I had it. I used it during a bus ride and sometimes when it was cold out at night. So happy that I had this. Then we have this black skirt. Probably, out of the clothing options that I do have here in France, because I don't have like my whole wardrobe, I just have the 2 suitcases that I brought over. This was a pretty good option, but it's a little warm. It's like actually a winter skirt, even though it only goes down to my knees. And so that was the only problem with this, but I did wear it a number of times. Then my favorite pair of pants that I wore all the time, these kind of swishy pants. I wish I had kind of multiple pairs of pants like this, because I wear these so often and I just absolutely love them. Then we have, for bottoms, we also have this pair of shorts. They are a little small for me at this point. That's the only thing. I would like a better fitting pair of shorts. But you know, for the shorts that I had, they were definitely, like the options that I had, they were definitely the best option that I already owned. And then we have, this was my athletic shorts, and this was my only pair of like pajama bottoms. This was also what I wore under my black dress. It's a little bit shorter. I figured better to be wearing shorts, because if I bend over, then all they're gonna see is this athletic shorts. Was really glad that I brought that. This tank top, I barely wore it all. I just really wore it to sleep sometimes. Probably could have done without it, honestly. But it was good to have. This t-shirt was my, and I think it's inside out, was my sleeping t-shirt, and really enjoyed having this. I just like having a cotton t-shirt. In France, I don't really wear cotton t-shirts out like in public, so one was plenty. It was fine. I'm glad that I didn't bring any more than one t-shirt. This is just a little Apple shirt. I wore this a good amount of times. It's not like my favorite shirt in the world, but I do like it, and it goes with pretty much all of the bottoms that I have. Actually, yes, it goes with all of the bottoms that I have. So that's why I wore this. I really picked things that went well together. This pink dress was what I wore the most. Again, this is inside out. That's one trick, was when I was putting away my clothes, if it was dirty, I would leave it inside out so that I knew, like, if I ever pulled something out of my bag that was inside out, I'd known that it's already dirty. This dress and those pants with the yellow t-shirt are with this yellow shirt, which I'll get to in a minute. If I could have just worn these two outfits every day, I would have, and you would think by moving cities every 3 days, I could have just reworn those. But actually, I changed outfits so much because it was hot out, and I ended up seeing the same people over and over again, and sometimes even traveled city to city with the same people. So I was glad that I had more options than that, but I would have been perfectly happy just wearing this, just wearing the pants, maybe occasionally the shorts. Like, this trip really made me see that I could do a capsule wardrobe, because in reality, there's only a couple of outfits that I really love. I also felt like this went really well with my white tennis shoes, which is also why I enjoyed wearing it. Then we have the little black dress, and this is just really cool, really comfortable. I can sleep in it if I want. This is what I wear like over a swimsuit if I am going out swimming, so I wore this a number of times. Definitely a good choice to bring it. This white t-shirt I wore maybe a couple of times, barely ever though. Probably could have left it behind, but it was a good neutral option to have. This, again, also, this black tank top, also barely wore, because again, I was really wearing the same outfits over and over again, but it was good to have. It goes with all of my bottoms, just like all the other tops I have, and it's very summery and light. This shirt I wore all the time. I got it from my friend Veronique, who let me borrow it and take it to Europe, and I've definitely gotten a ton of use out of it. Yeah, I don't like it. It doesn't fit me well, but it goes with all of my bottoms, and I did get some good wear out of it, mostly because I got sunburned in it in Nice. And then I had a couple times where I felt like I had to wear it, like meeting new people, so I didn't look like an idiot being sunburned. This shirt was way too warm, didn't even wear it once. Could have definitely left it behind, even though it's a tank top, just the fabric of it is way too hot. It was not worth wearing. I love yellow. It goes with my bottoms, but yeah, no, this one would have definitely left behind. Okay, I'm gonna quickly try to go over what is in my little tote bag. So first of all, we have all of my electronics, and then we have my fanny pack, which I just used really as a bag inside of this bag. I didn't use it much as a fanny pack, but I used it to keep all of my money in there. Like if I was just taking out my tote bag, I'd stick that in there with some Band-Aids and stuff like that, just to make sure that things weren't just jingling around in the bottom of there. And then when I traveled, I would put my purse inside of this bag So I was really only managing 2 bags. Obviously, COVID had my face masks with me all the time. And then I had my purse in here. I have my little notebook. I have where I kept my extra masks. I still have one in there. My passport, sunscreen, hand sanitizer, earplugs, AirPods, my pink pin, scrunchie, just things like that, extra money, ID, all of that sort of thing would go in there. And then I have in here just a wallet and sunglasses, and that's all that I really kept in this bag. I really liked having this tote bag because in France, just like in parts of America like I'm from, you don't get bags at the grocery store, so you have to bring your own. This was perfect for that. It was perfect because I could fit a lot more stuff in it. When I was traveling, if I wanted to buy a bunch of food to take with me, I could fit it in there with my purse and with all my other stuff. My purse was what I took most often during the day. That and this bag, I would say it was probably 60% of the time my purse. And then if I was ever going to the beach or planning on going to the store or going to Apro or needed to carry more than would fit in my purse, I would take this one with me as well. Never really used just my fanny pack, but it was good to have because it kept things organized within this bigger bag. That's the primary way that I used it. That is everything that I brought with me for 3 weeks of backpacking France, and I would say I'm pretty impressed with myself. I think that I packed fairly effectively. I mean, I fit it all in a 35-liter backpack. It wasn't too heavy, probably could have dropped a couple of pounds. But yeah, I think that I did a pretty good job not packing anything that I didn't use. And then the only other thing I brought with me was my iPad. This was very useful, especially for like watching TV shows. So this was my iPad mini, is my little computer that I brought with me instead of bringing my laptop. Definitely a very good decision not to bring my heavy laptop with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will have lots more coming out about my 3-week backpacking trip, more travel. I'll be moving to Paris in about a week and a half. I'm going through my whole visa process right now, all of that stuff. So if you're interested in more of that, consider liking and subscribing, and I will see you soon with a new video.